When does our story end? Is our life over when hard circumstances happen that are out of our control to change? Welcome to Ask Sean, where I explore all sorts of questions about being human and invite you, the listener, to become more present to yourself, your relationships, and your life. I'm Sean Slevin, a licensed professional counselor and a licensed marriage and family therapist. And if you have a question for me, I would love to hear it. And you can send that to me anonymously at asksean.org. So this is one of my kind of more informal in process videos where I'm just, in this one, I'm just reflecting on a counseling session I had with a client recently where they have some truly very difficult circumstances. They have some debilitating health issues and some really, really challenging psychological difficulties. And they're really feeling the limitations of both of these things in the combination. And they were struggling with anger about that and discouragement. And there was this point in the session where they were kind of calling themselves some names, some pejorative things, and just saying, "I'm not normal. I just want to be normal." And a common impulse in our culture in this kind of moment would be to try to somehow soothe the person, to somehow try to make them feel better, you know? But the route that I went with them is I looked them in the eye and I was like, normal is kind of like what's average. And you have some truly difficult things that you're dealing with. And in that sense, yeah, you're right about that part. You're not normal. Like, I don't agree with the bad names you're calling yourself and whatnot. Uh, but it's true. Like, you've been dealt some really difficult cards, and it's not fair, and it's not easy. But it's what is. Like, this is the life that you've got. And the question is, are you just going to let that be the end of it? Or do you believe that you're still alive and that you can still learn and you can still grow? And so I kept working with them kind of around that principle, around that theme of you can still learn things. And this wasn't like pie in the sky stuff of like, oh, everything's going to be fine and you're not going to have these disabilities, you're not going to have this illness, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're staying very grounded in these are you are in these hard realities and you do have these limitations. But what do you want to do in the midst of those? Do you want to continue to press into what are you capable of within these limits? Or do you just want to give up? And it was really interesting and just so beautiful to watch them soften and tear up and to thank me, right? Like, this is kind of, some of the stories we tell in our culture, this is not how you would expect it to go, right? Because I didn't give them the easy answer, but I gave them the truth, and it was really beautiful because I watched them kind of rise up in a sense because I respected their dignity and I was calling their dignity to the surface by being honest with them of like, yeah, it sucks and it's hard and I can't fix any of these things for you that you are grappling with, these difficult things that you've been dealt, these ways that your body, kind of betrays you. And yet, I believe in you that you're still capable of things. I believe in you that you're capable of learning. And I was like, look, I don't know how long it'll take. I don't know what the increments will be, but I believe you can keep moving in that direction. It was a really sweet session. And this person, they've got a hard road, like it wasn't like this has solved things. It wasn't like, okay, great, now they're good. I mean, I'm going to continue to be walking with them through the really difficult, the really hard. But I don't know, it really stuck with me because yeah, I don't know. I mean, certainly, my heart hurts for them, and yeah, the hard things that they've got to bear. But also, I was just so proud of them that they could they could let in my compassionate but kind of hard truth, right? Like that, like yes, these are hard, real things, you know. And also, maybe it's true that you're still alive and you're still capable of something, right? Like maybe this isn't the end of your story. And they just, yeah, I think it meant a lot to them, uh, for me to believe in them in a way that was grounded in, the hard realities. Like I wasn't like, well, you can da 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 da. It's like, like some fanciful thing, right? I didn't shy away from the difficult, ugly truth. Um, but because of that, then when I also told them the truth about like you're still capable of things, like they were willing to take that in. And I was so proud of them. Like it was just, oh, it was beautiful. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I was reflecting on this, and it felt worth kind of sharing about here a little bit in a video because we all have our cards that we're dealt, and some cards are like amazing cards, are super fun, super easy, and some cards are really difficult, and some are really unjust and really unfair. But it's like, okay, these are my cards. This is my life. What do I want to do with it? How am I going to respond? Am I going to give up, or am I going to look at, okay, well, what can I do? How can I grow? What can I learn? How can I adjust to these difficult circumstances? So, yeah, that's my invitation to you, wherever you might be, whatever challenges you might be facing. And if this brings up some things in you that you're like, well, I have a question, but what about this particular situation, or what about this nuance or this angle? I'd love to hear that from you. Send that in. You can send that in a written form. You can send it in as an audio recording via my website. Just go to asksean.org. Well, until next time, peace be with you.